put it like this. Has the person left the kingdom?
No.
Huh? Great leaders always see the bigger picture. It's called kingdom. The person has left me. They went to another person. But whatever they're going to do there that I sacrifice for, are they not still going to build the kingdom? What's your problem? A lot of times pastors say, oh, this person stole my sheep. How many sheep are there in your own ministry who came from other people? They haven't been lost. Praise the Lord that you had opportunity to serve. It hurts. Being there, done that, bought the t-shirt, the cap, and the shoes. But that's life. Do you get what I'm saying? One of the things that I love about 1 Kings 19, when God told Elijah to go and anoint, he said, first of all, anoint Hazael as king of Syria, anoint Jehu as king of Israel, and anoint Elisha in your place. Then he made a statement that I find very powerful. He said, because whoever Hazael doesn't kill, Jehu will be waiting for them. Whoever Jehu doesn't kill, Elisha, the enemy will not get lost anyway. Whoever you could not complete with, somebody else will finish. Amen. He said, and whoever that person didn't complete, somebody else is coming away. One day, this is how the kingdom was. If we all thought like that, we'd have less friction in the body. It's all the same master. It's all the same Lord. It's all the same vision. It's all the same mission. Why are we so divisive? People will leave, but if so, please put it in your heart that it's always a privilege to serve. And everything you have, your own cleverness, I already told you mine. The moment I defrock and I sit down there, I'll come down to my senses. You realize how unclever I can be. It's not given. Freely you have. Freely gave. That's exactly what you did. You freely gave what Jesus passed through you. You're just a vessel. In a great house, there are many. The vessel doesn't do anything of itself. It's just a container. My dear, if you think like that, you won't allow anybody's head to make you better. They will come, they will go. I went to school in the States many thousands of years ago, 1992, 93. I went to college in Columbus, in Ohio. And somebody gave me a car, my roommate. I gave her a room. She left. She took a sabbatical. It was my senior for a semester, and she left me her car. All the time I had a car, I never ever went to a gas station to check whether or not the car needed oil. But one day I was just passing. I don't know what happened, and I just decided I'm going to go and check the oil. Oil was the last thing in my mind. It was a spur of the moment. So I was following this car. It was an old Cadillac or Buick or something, and these guys were in there. One guy got up, one huge cross. You know, those guys whose trouser is down here and they walk like, and their Calvin Klein boxes are showing. And it's the kind of guy, when I see them coming this way, I'll pretend as if I dropped something that way. So one of the guys got in, he went to the shop, so did I. When I got there in America, there's like 50,000 different kind of oil. I don't know which one to get. And of all the people I should go and ask for help, I go to this guy. He's standing there with a 6-pack beer waiting to pay for it, His friend is playing the music, the whole car is breathing. The whole thing is breathing. It's the kind of guy your mother warned you about. So I go to him and I say to him, please help me, which oil? He said, you help. When he finished paying for his thing, he came, he selected the oil, I paid for it, and we went out. He took the dipstick. Just as he took the dipstick, I don't know what came over me. I just said to the guy, why haven't you accepted Jesus? I mean, by this time, you know how the Holy Spirit can come over us. The guy was so shocked. He just said, I don't know, but I'm ready. It took me 5 minutes for that to sink in, because that's not the answer I was expecting. So right there, I led him to Jesus. I covered, this is the trick in evangelism. When there's two people, you can separate them. Absolutely a must. Otherwise, one will betray the other. Yes. So I positioned myself so his friend wouldn't see what I was doing. I led him to Christ. Afterwards, he put the disc, he checked my oil. I didn't need any oil. I just looked at him. I said it was not about the oil for the car. It was about the oil for you. So he asked for my number. I thought he's going to hit on me, But I reluctantly gave him my number. The guy kept calling. I didn't answer. After a while, I felt like answering. Do you know how many questions he had about the Holy Ghost, the church, salvation? He kept asking this. So I go to my friends and I'm boasting. I said, do you know what happened to me last week? This guy led him to Christ. It was that easy. And then one of my friends asked, what is his name? I told him. She started laughing. She said, for the last 6 months, my husband and I have been praying for him and fasting and working on him. God sent me somebody's neighbor.
Yes.
Remember Jesus when he talked about, he said, when he talked about the harvest is ripe. What precedes is he says, I sent you into other men's labor to reap what you have not sown. I end my case. Let's stop worrying about these things. They go, bless them.
Yeah.
Don't curse anybody.
Yeah.
Because if you curse them, they become a liability to the body of Christ. If you bless them, they become a value.
Yes. Yes. Excellent.
Second question. How, you guys are so efficient. How can you avoid causing an offense in mentoring? Especially when the mentee who wants to be mentored might not fully understand the process or misunderstands good intention. So, goes back to the 10 commandments of mentoring. By the way, you all bad people who didn't take notes, I've decided to give you all notes. So. You also know that I can talk like this because I feel very much at home. I feel very much part of the family. Is that okay? That's why I'm not being too formal. I'm just, because I know you've received me. I don't take that for granted. I feel very much at home with you guys. So, what is it? There's always a smart aleck. There's a troublemaker and a smart aleck. And I noticed that Brother Faith has deliberately moved out of my line of vision. Wherever he is, the Lord knows. Amen. Okay. So, remember one of the first commandments of mentoring. Establish the rules. Establish the condition. See, what happens with me when I'm mentoring is this. I've been doing this for a while. I do this as part of my ministry. Okay, so I run the Rehoboth Foundation Mentoring Network, and I run Yale, Young and Emerging Leaders Forum. It's a forum for proactive millennials to teach them how to think and act like leaders, solution-oriented leaders. The first thing we do is I introduce my understanding of mentoring to you, because everybody is coming from a different place. The last mentor they had may be different. Some of you out there in the marketplace, the idea of the wealth mentoring is different. So I define my idea of mentoring. Then I say, I establish it. So that's why I have a little simple form. What do you want me to do? Let me tell you what I can offer you. So we are clear. That way, we as for offense, we can't help it. But at least we can minimize risks. Yeah? Okay? So they want to be mentored. They don't fully understand the process. Establish the process. Teach them the process. And if they still don't get it, just keep reaffirming it. That's why it might be good to write something down so they understand. You know, it's a relationship, so we don't want to make it too safe. But let's talk plenty. Don't go into a mentoring relationship with you here and they there. So really, they can't ask questions. That's what mentoring is about. Mentoring is actually you receiving that person like a daughter or a son. So as much as possible, pull down formalities. Do you get what I'm saying? When my mentees come to my home, very rarely do I allow them in the kitchen. I serve them. One guy came and I asked him, do you want tea or coffee? Do you have any food? His wife sent him a look like, when we get home, I will kill you. How dare you embarrass me? I saw it, she just went like, I said, leave him alone, he's in his mom's house. I went to the kitchen, I cooked. If I didn't have cooked food, I say. But I want them to feel at home. Because if we are not relaxed, nobody's going to be telling anybody the truth. Can I tell you this for sure? And I know I'm on record, so I'll say this boldly. For the many years that I used to go to Nassau, Bahamas, those of us who served Dr. Miles Monroe from London, when we get to the Bahamas, when the conference is over, he always picks us up from the hotel to go to his house for lunch on Sunday afternoon. He will pick us up in his Jaguar himself. When we go, we sit down, he lays the table. He serves us. When you get up and say, sit! Never does he allow us to even remove one cup. You can imagine us, Africans, we are itching. Because how can your father cleaning your plates? Never once did. See, role modeling is very important. So in my organization, I can tell you, we don't have any diva. Because the head of the organization is not a diva. So if you come and you want to cross your leg, Reverend Mrs. Doctor, I'm so sorry, you just have to find another. And people who come who just feel that somebody else will wait on them, they're not comfortable. They'll find their own tribe, but this is not your tribe. Because listen, you come to my office, I'll make you a cup of tea. Let me tell you, what does it take away from me? Does it lessen my anointing? Nothing. Chill out, man, chill out. Africans, chill out. Chill out! Chill out!
We are chilling out.
Only people who have nothing. By the way, I am listed as one of the top 10 most influential black Christian women in the UK. Is he going to take me to heaven? Does he make me any better than anybody? Chill out. If I'm walking with you and your bag is too heavy, I'll ask you if I can carry it too. Chill out. We're just mere human beings. So, you know what? We become leaders and we never enjoy the process because we can't enjoy people. And everybody who is serving a lot of hypocrites around us. Yeah. Because nobody can tell us the truth. We don't have real relationships. Am I talking to somebody? We don't have real relationships. And I'm afraid that we are just keep modeling the wrong thing, the wrong thing, the wrong thing. Anyway, how did we get here? Somebody made me say all that, I'm sure.
Number 3.
Okay. So, should I say something about offense? Is that another question, or should I say something about offense? Or are we tired?
No!
But I am.
Oh, God bless you.
No, I don't want to abuse my time, that's why. Okay.
Say something about it.
Yeah, you have a question, ma'am? Yes, good. I love your stuff.
Thank you.
That's Yinka.
Okay.
Just mentioned without knowing that he had the
I just wanted to find out, I asked the question initially when we had the women's forum.
Okay.
What's the limitation in terms of openness between the mentee and the mentor? I kind of have the perspective that as a mentee, you need to let your mentor know about your social life, your physical life,
Yes.
your spiritual life, your health life, everything. And everything. Am I correct?
That's why I mentioned that. And remember I said, that's why you need to establish what are the boundaries. Because every mentoring relationship is different. Some people are coming to you just for ministry. But you see, I can't do ministry without doing God makes the minister before he makes the ministry. So the ministry is only as good as the minister is. So if we're talking about mentoring you for ministry, I will have to get into the condition of your life. But that's why you and the mentee have to establish and have clarity about what really are we doing. Do you understand? Yeah, that has to be established. That's very, very important. That's why no mentoring relationship is ever the same. Of all the people I mentor, not one single one is the same. Some people squeeze more than others. Some people I'll be in the office, they come for a mentoring. What happens is, every month or every other month, I'll blank out stuff in my time in my diary. So my secretary will send out to everybody I mentor. She's available on Monday, the 4th of August, the 7th of August. She's available 11 to 12:30, 1 o'clock to so and so, 7 o'clock to this, on Tuesday, this time. So people can choose what time is convenient for them. Do you understand what I'm saying? And then we will determine, are we going to do this on the phone? Are we going to do it face to face? And some people, when they come, one day one woman came, she just brought her grandchildren. Pastor, I just wanted you to meet my grandchildren. I just want you to meet my family. When people come, there are some people already, I will have a word for them. So by the time their bumps hit the seats, other people come and I tell them, mentoring time is always your time. I'm there to serve you. How can I serve you? And then they start talking. no mentoring relationship is the same, and no mentoring time is the same. It's about real lives. It's not a program. Don't make it a program.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? This is what I've said. This is exactly. Okay, there are things I teach, yes, because they need to know. So I do it corporately, or the one person. But my spirit always has to be open. So mentoring, let me tell you the truth. Mentoring tires me more than preaching. Because by the time one person is sitting before me, my spiritual senses are so alert that by the time they've left an hour or two, I'm drained. So I can only manage maybe 4 or 5 a day, because by that time I'm totally drained. What's the battery called? Duracell. I'm totally drained because everybody as a unique person with a unique need. And just download Holy Ghost. By the time they're coming, Holy Ghost. Sometimes they are bringing me stuff. I don't get anything. I excuse myself. I go to the toilet and listen. I connect with headquarters a little bit and I come and sit down. Yeah? But one thing I'm determined is that people won't leave as empty as they came or as broken as they came. It's interesting. You grow a lot when you mentor. You grow. Really, this thing is a very selfish thing that I do. I'm the one who benefits, not them. I would never have grown like this. Let me tell you something. If you're still reluctant about taking mentoring, but it's a bit like preaching. A lot, by the time you open your mouth, the Holy Spirit is downloading stuff. But if you never took the opportunity to serve somebody, you'd never have the opportunity for having to invest something in your life. So a lot of times when I'm sitting with people, I sharpen my prophetic gift because I'm sitting with people and I'm telling them bam, 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 bam. Sometimes I'm just talking, I don't even know, it's not even just saying the Lord. But exactly like, Pastor, who's been reading my mail to me? I don't know. But then I realize it's only through mentoring. Because you are serving people, God will always equip you with gifts to serve them better. That's how it works. Thank you so much, Lady Yinka. Yes, ma'am.
I just wanted to ask about,
in mentoring, do you only mentor women to women?
I was expecting that question. Okay? Same-sex mentoring.
Yes.
I mentor men. They have needs. I used to mentor men, and sometimes maybe we have after hours because sometimes my secretary she finishes at 6 and the staff have to leave the office. And I used to mentor because in my mind, to the pure, all things are pure. I didn't think anything of it. If I'm uncomfortable with this person, I don't know them very well, I'd have somebody present. Now I don't do it anymore. There's just one or two who their wives even say, abandon them to me. They're the only ones I would meet if there's nobody there. Okay? But men also still need it.
I agree.
Okay? Deborah mentored Barak. Is it Balak? Who? It's been a long day. What's his name? Barak, that one, yeah. Deborah mentored him. The only thing is that you have to be conscious of ethics. Yeah? You have to be very, very conscious of ethics. Remember, there's a hanging out together. So I would ask them, does your wife know that we're having coffee this morning? She knows. As much as possible, as a mentor, if I'm mentoring the man, I get to know the family. If I'm mentoring the woman, I get to know the family.
Single men?
Single men, I just have to get some ethics in place, some guidance, and set the boundaries. Very, very careful. Set the boundaries. If anybody, and like I'm saying, people have good intentions, but sometimes maybe they have a crush on you. You soon crush that thought very quickly. And then I would say, this is not going to work. I will find an excuse to cut off the mentoring if I get uncomfortable. Because my reputation is all I've got. That's what I tell my staff all the time. My reputation is all I've got. Once that's gone, I have nothing. So I guard it jealously. You see, I'm very tactile. You see how many times I've hit this poor man, And so I have to particularly watch it because I do it subconsciously. I rub people like this, and maybe somebody might think I'm interested in them. So sometimes that's why we all need people around us who will tell us, don't do that. Say my daughter was here, don't do that, Mom, don't do that. Be conscious that you do that a lot. So we all need people around us. And my mentees protect me a lot. I'm so grateful for their lives. I'm very, very grateful. I don't think I would have come this far if it wasn't for the people that I serve. By the way, let me mention this, because mentoring is reciprocal. Jesus mentored people. He grew them, but listen, sometimes he borrowed their business premises, otherwise known as their boats. So you are investing in somebody's life, but they're repaying you in many ways. My mentees form a prayer every week, 6 a.m. and they're on the phone once a week, laboring in prayer for me, protecting me wherever I am, loving me. What else could I ask for? What else? I'm very grateful.
No, last one.
Is that the last one?
No, this one.
Coaching, mentoring, discipleship, counseling is all about people. It's all about investing, impacting lives. It's all about imparting knowledge, information. It's all about seeing change. The only thing is, with coaching, discipleship, and counseling, there is no intentionality in building an intimate relationship. Mentoring only works best in relationships. You can't really mentor without having a relationship, because trust has to be built. And because of the vulnerability on both sides. And because of modeling and closeness. That's just the difference. Otherwise, in mentoring, all of the others take place. You're a mentor, you counsel, you disciple, and you coach. Okay. Yes, sir.
But then since you wanted to bring out from the homework, the 1 Kings 19.
Yes.
Were there specific things you wanted to tell us about?
Yes, there was. So.
And my
Yes, sir.
Something just from your experience in terms of leading people. If you talked earlier on about listening to people, and I guess for pastors and leaders, listening to the members, but striking a balance between that and maintaining God's standards.
Yes.
And so when the people appear to be stragglers around what is the standard,
okay,
you compromise that standard.
No, because when I say listen to people, it's not an absolute. In the people talking sense, I'm just talking about the fact that sometimes if you're a leader, and again, I'm talking also from my mistakes, and mistakes that I've seen around. Sometimes we don't listen to the people we are serving. I even went back to my room and I read it again with Rehoboam. Actually, now I realize that people came and they told him, your father's yoke was too heavy. Yeah. I mean, it's the people you are expecting them to be productive and they're saying the work is too much. What can you do? Sometimes on a one-on-one, when I'm frustrated, and I'm not easy to work with when I'm really up in my zone, and I realized one day I'm angry, I'm shouting, I'm this, I'm that, and then I empathize with my staff because I think they're coming to work, especially my PA, she's coming to work thinking, oh my God, I wonder what this woman is going to get to pick on. So occasionally I sit her down and say, is there anything, well, you never do an appraisal without asking the person, is there anything I'm not giving you to help you do a good job? Don't just go attacking first. But once the person, and then my PA, sometimes she won't say anything. I said, I'm saying my own. If you don't say your own, that's your problem. I don't want to hear it later. But once the person says what their felt need is, you feel, I haven't stepped on your foot. The person is saying, ouch. Listen, they are feeling some pain. The least you can do is, well, I didn't do it intentionally, or really, I don't feel I'm stepping on you, but if I did step on your foot, sorry. So the people have felt needs. But if they're like Moses' lot, who complain about everything, you take it to God. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I'm just saying that's where your discernment comes to judge, but it's not an absolute. Because we need to, our first job as priests, I know sometimes pastors or preachers preach that when you're a priest, you are a priest for the people. That's not true. Necessarily. The priest is first of all a priest for God. It is only after you have been with God that you can be effective as a priest to people. So the job that we have, our first commitment is to God, not to people. So our first thing is to listen to God. But sometimes God won't tell you what the people are suffering when the people themselves are telling you, you can see. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, sir.
I have a quick question.
Okay. I don't know whether we're going to get to the homework today, but
Praise the Lord.
yes, Mark, sir.
Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
After these last two questions, you and the other.
No. Sir, there was just two more in the back there. They had their hands up before her.
Okay. Okay, we need to wait 3. After that, please, no other person should raise up his hand.
You said that someone could let go of his mentee when you're tired of, when you're maybe like it's not working and you're tired of the person. But you also said something about the attitude of a mentor. You shouldn't.
I didn't say we're tired of the person.
Or maybe when it's not working or something like
yes,
that.
It's
just
not
paraphrasing, yes. But you said the attitude of a mentor is you shouldn't abandon your mentee halfway. So I just want to know how you can strike a balance in that.
That's an excellent question. Thank you so much, man. The thing is that I don't have your answers. I don't have what you need. I'm saying the mentee. So that's not abandonment. That's reality. I can't help you. Or maybe we are clashing. Remember, we are personalities, and sometimes we just begin to clash. At that point, the better thing to do is to mutually part ways than continue to struggle. Those are some of the scenarios. That's not abandonment. Abandonment is when I think I roll my apple. There's nothing I can do. But even if, listen, like I said, don't let people go. Okay. I used to employ somebody many, many years ago as a PA. We ended up not getting on at all. In fact, I don't go to the office because I'm scared that we'll have a clash. After one day I say, but who is employing me or them? They are unhappy, I am happy. So after the probation period, I called that person. And I said to them, you know, sorry, thank you for everything. Another time I'll show you how to do this thing properly, but not today. But thank you for everything you've done. So, I don't think, this is your probation period, I don't think I want to extend it. But let me tell you something, this is not your gifting as an administrator. I've watched you, this is your gifting. These are your giftings. You can start a business here. If you start that business, I'll be the first to invest and I'll be your first client. I'm letting that person go, but I'm empowering them in the process. You know, that person didn't listen to me. She went to other things. She never succeeded as an administrator until she went to school for the thing I was saying. It's how you let people go that's important. That's what letting people go. It's inevitable, man. We're human beings. We don't live happily ever after until we get up there. But you can let people go without a bleeding. And I learned a lesson from it because what happened then, I realized that she had filled in forms and put them in the thing to join our mentoring. For the first time in her life, I went to the bank and I realized she had filled in a standing order form and was giving us money every month, 1 month after I fired her.
Oh, bless her.
I think it's the way I did it.
Yeah.
And I think, I can tell you it was not my flesh. It was God dealing with me. That don't send anybody away broken. There's a big difference. So abandoning a person is like, I don't know what to do with you, just go. You will never make it if you have this attitude. You know, that kind of negative thing. Of course, I'm going to tell people, if you still have this attitude, you won't make it. But soldier it with something else that's more positive. And these things, you can only ask God for wisdom. It's not automatic. Because your flesh will be crying out one thing. Quickly. Yes, sir.
Yes, sorry. You mentioned that we're all great as individuals and all of us have something unique. Yeah. My question is this. When human beings, as we think we have power sometimes we let if we're not careful, we let the power get to our head.
Yes.
And we know that no one is greater than God. My question is, how do we strike that balance between pride and knowing that we are great? Because we know at the end of the day, on the last day, God says, you've done this, you've done that. But at the end, your sin of pride is costing you. We don't want that.
Yes.
So my question is, where and how do we strike that balance?
The easiest way is that God knows his children. He'll soon level you. I'm telling you. God knows how to bring you sober. Pray also that God keeps you humble. Remember what Apostle Paul said. He said, a messenger of Satan was sent to buffet men. I prayed for it 3 times. He won't go. Just so I remain humble. Because the things I've seen and the things I want to do, God knows how to protect his own investment in you. Number 2, pray about it. David did. Keep me humble. Don't make me too rich so I forget you. And don't make me poor so I go begging. You know? And then number 3, please have people who will tell you the truth. Otherwise, you'll be like the empress new clothes. You know the story? The emperor was naked and everybody was naked. Yeah. So that's why I'm saying that if you have real relationships with people, never let people who work for you fear you too much. They must reverence and honor you. But if they fear you to the point where they are not telling you the truth, you are in fear trouble. Most of the time, people who bump and crash because of pride are because they ignored all the warning signs and all the people around them who were talking sense to them. Please listen to people. Please allow people. Control your temper for once. Sometimes I'm listening to people, I'm fuming inside because I don't like what I'm hearing. But sometimes they're there to protect you. And then pray God. Sometimes I pray, please keep me humble. And then I know how it is with God. So I add quickly, please, with grace. Before it's too harsh on me. All right. But also, the Bible says, let each man see himself in, quote it for me. In sober light. The problem is it's a gift. It's a gift. You didn't manufacture it, so what have you got to be proud about? So it's very good. No matter how anointed you are, you must always remember that it came from somewhere. I tell people that I try to keep myself simple. Sometimes I carry my own bag for a reason. I want to remind myself I'm only human. Okay? There's nothing wrong. I'm just saying, I have to do things. I know me, so I have to do things that level me. And unfortunately, I have a family that helped me level myself. But I say to myself, I remember every opportunity, every gift, every anointing I have came from somewhere. It can easily be removed. And I always have that at the back of my head. Yes, sir. Last one. Gosh.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Reverend. You've been a blessing this week.
I know I have a male voice, but did you have to say sir?
My sincere apologies. Thank you for you've been a blessing this weekend, and there are things you've said that I won't forget in a hurry. My question, I want to start this on Monday. Is there anything like easing myself into the process called semi-formal mentoring?
Find one victim and start practicing on them. Oops, sorry. I just have a book. Find one person and let them be your lab. Okay? Don't go and start mentoring 5 people at once. One innocent party. Just talk to them, be interested in them. What do you want to do? What has God called you to do?
That would be great.
Yeah?
My question is,
how can I serve you?
No, is there a I don't want to, I get you've told us about the 10 commandments and the things you do. Well, I don't want to rein in on all the commandments.
So don't tell anybody anything that you intend to do. Just show interest. Tomorrow at church, already you know people who you've been gravitating, because I don't believe the Holy Spirit. So just show interest. Hi, how are you doing? Can we chat? Or just say encourage, just prolong the chat. Let them be thinking, what's wrong with this guy? But it's okay. How are you doing? Learn some. As you do, trust the Holy Spirit. He'll pick up stuff in your head. How are you doing? Oh, really? I'll be praying for you. Can I have your number? 2 days later, you call them and say, I've been praying for you. That thing you shared with me, bit by bit, and loud. First of all, it's relational. Jesus didn't just call the disciples day one and send them to preach. No, he called them to himself. They hung out a little bit. And as trust and confidence developed, he began to send them out. So ease into it. That was an excellent question to end with. Ease into it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to recommend, I've got notes for you, and the book title is on there, so don't worry. But this is a great book called Connecting. We didn't have time. This week will take 3 weeks for us to be able to do everything properly. The mentoring relationships you need to succeed in life is by Paul Stanley and Robert Clinton. Anytime you see stuff by Clinton, please get it. It's very good. So this book, this recommendation will be in your notes so that everybody, if you read this, it's very, very good. It's very technical, it's very in-depth. And if anybody is interested, we still got some material there. Please get it. It'll help you a lot. And if you're interested in connecting a little more for help, I've got a form out there you can fill in and say, we do have leadership development seminars. Or sometimes we send out material to people. But one more time, I want to honor my good friend and brother, Dr. D. Daniel, for inviting me to serve such a great people. At lunch, he was talking wonderful things about you. You can always tell a good people by how satisfied their pastor is. And he says good things about you. And you've been awesome, awesome, awesome people to serve. I hope that I can come back another time.
Hallelujah. Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
I know that we are all loaded. But before we pray for our guest speaker, I want to sincerely, on behalf of all of us, and especially on behalf of Pastor Daniel, I want to say a big thank you. We appreciate every moment and we enjoyed every moment that you have been with us. And I can assure you, even though you said you are part of us, we even are feeling more part of you. So I'm sure that after this moment, don't be surprised when you see people asking for your details and how to get you some other times. I feel like those of you who are in those who are in London. Praise the Lord. Please listen very attentively. I've got this form here. I understand that there are copies right on the desk there. It's mentoring form. If you're interested, please collect a copy, complete it, and give to Pastor Jones. God bless you. Now, I want us to rise up while she is seated. Let's stretch forth our hand towards her to really pray that as she has poured out so much today, the Bible says that he who waters others shall himself, or in this case herself, be watered back also. I want you to begin to pray that God will continue to replenish all the virtue that has gone out of her, will fill her, that the Lord will extend the horizon for her ministry, that the glory of the Lord will continue to keep her. What she has needs to go around the world. I want her to pray that doors will be opened, more doors, the effectual doors of ministry will be opened unto her. That even places she never imagined to get to, that beyond her own expectation, she will be receiving clearer calls, people asking her to come over. I want you to pray that the Lord will continue to make her more effective, increase His grace upon her. This work requires energy. Let's pray for strength. Let's pray for strength. The work is draining, but the Lord Himself is her sufficiency. That God will envelop her with power and quicken her every moment in the mighty name of Jesus. Thank you, Father. Thank you, King of Glory. Begin to bring your prayer to a close. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen. Our Father and God, we thank you for your daughter. Lord, we thank you for this opportunity we have had, even to be blessed through her administration today. We ask, oh God, that you will continue to remember her in every way, and God, particularly in the ministry you are committed to her. I pray that you continue to give her more focus and vision. That Lord, you will enlarge her coast in the name of Jesus. That even the territory she has covered so far, we pray that even as days and years go by, that you will enlarge her territory in the name of Jesus. Lord, your favor will continue to go with her in the name of Jesus. Thank you, Father, for answering our prayers. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Praise the Lord. We have come